This single meat is restoring focus and mental clarity in my patients faster than any supplement stack ever could, and the supplement industry is desperately hoping you never find out about it. As a physician who has spent over 20 years treating cognitive dysfunction and brain fog in adults of all ages, I need to warn you about the most expensive and ineffective approach to brain health that is draining your bank account while doing absolutely nothing to fix the underlying problem. Millions of people spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars every month on nootropic supplements, brain-boosting pills, focus-enhancing capsules, and mental clarity formulas, convinced that the right combination of synthetic compounds will restore their cognitive function. But in reality, you could take 50 different supplements every single day. You could follow the most expensive and elaborate supplement protocols designed by the top biohackers, and you would still experience crushing brain fog, inability to focus, memory problems, and mental fatigue because supplements cannot and will not ever replace what your brain actually needs. What almost no healthcare provider will tell you, what the multi-billion-dollar supplement industry works overtime to hide, is that there is one specific type of meat that contains every single nutrient your brain requires for optimal focus and mental clarity in the most bioavailable, most easily absorbed, most effective forms that exist in nature. And today, I am going to reveal exactly which meat this is, why it works better than any supplement you have ever tried, and how eating it just 3 to 4 times per week can restore the laser-sharp focus and crystal-clear thinking you thought was gone forever while allowing you to throw away every single brain supplement, cluttering your medicine cabinet. Stay with me until the very end, because I have something extraordinary to share that will completely shatter the lies the supplement industry has been selling you and show you the simple, affordable, scientifically proven path to optimal cognitive function. I am Dr. Marcus Richardson, a board-certified physician specializing in cognitive optimization and nutritional psychiatry with over 2 decades of clinical experience watching people waste fortunes on supplements that do not work while ignoring the food-based solutions that actually restore brain function. And today, I want to expose the biggest scam in the health and wellness industry: the idea that synthetic supplements in pill form can somehow provide better nutrition than whole foods that humans have been eating for hundreds of thousands of years. Let me tell you something that will probably shock you and make you angry when you realize how much money you have wasted. I have patients who come into my office with shopping bags full of supplements, 30, 40, sometimes 50 different bottles, fish oil capsules, B-complex vitamins, magnesium in 6 different forms, acetyl L-carnitine, alpha-GPC, lion's mane mushroom, Bacopa monnieri, rhodiola rosea, phosphatidylserine, citicoline. The list goes on and on. They tell me they spend $300, $500, even $1,000 per month on supplements because some influencer or podcast host or supplement company told them this is what they need for optimal brain function. And then they tell me about their symptoms: the brain fog that never lifts no matter how many pills they take, the inability to focus on tasks for more than a few minutes, the constant mental fatigue that makes even simple work feel overwhelming, the memory problems that are getting progressively worse, the afternoon crashes where their brain completely shuts down. And they ask me, with genuine confusion and frustration, why the supplements are not working, why they still feel terrible despite doing everything they were told to do, why their focus and mental clarity keep declining despite spending a small fortune on the latest and greatest brain-boosting compounds. And I have to tell them the truth that nobody else will. The supplements are not working because supplements do not work. Not the way you have been told. Not for the reasons you think you need them. Let me be very clear about what I mean. Supplements can be useful in specific situations to correct diagnosed deficiencies or to provide therapeutic doses of specific compounds for specific conditions. But the idea that you can achieve optimal brain function by taking isolated synthetic nutrients in pill form instead of eating nutrient-dense whole foods is complete nonsense. It is a lie designed to sell products, not to improve your health. Your brain did not evolve to run on pills. Your brain evolved to extract nutrients from food, from whole food matrices where hundreds of compounds work synergistically together in ways that isolated supplements cannot replicate. When you eat real food, you get not just the primary nutrients, but also the cofactors, the enzymes, the phytonutrients, the compounds we have not even identified yet, all working together to be absorbed, transported, and utilized by your body with maximum efficiency. The meat I am talking about is bison, also called buffalo, the lean but nutrient-dense red meat from North American bison that contains the most concentrated source of brain-optimizing nutrients in the most bioavailable forms found anywhere in nature. Bison meat is not just another protein source. It is a complete brain food that provides everything your neurons need to generate energy, synthesize neurotransmitters, maintain cellular structures, and function at peak capacity. We are talking about B vitamins in their active forms that your brain can use immediately without conversion. We are talking about iron that carries oxygen to every brain cell. We are talking about zinc that activates enzymes essential for focus and memory. We are talking about omega-3 fatty acids that build cell membranes. We are talking about complete protein with all essential amino acids for neurotransmitter production. We are talking about creatine that enhances cellular energy. We are talking about carnosine that protects against oxidative damage. When you eat bison, you are delivering to your brain a complete nutritional package that no combination of supplements can match. I have witnessed this transformation hundreds of times in my practice, and it happens faster than most people expect. Someone comes in taking 20 or 30 supplements, spending hundreds of dollars per month, still struggling with terrible focus and mental fog. I tell them to stop all the supplements and instead eat bison 3 to 4 times per week, 4 to 6 ounces per serving. They are skeptical. They cannot believe that food could be more effective than their carefully researched supplement stack, but they are desperate and frustrated enough to try. And then the changes begin. Within 1 week, they notice their energy is more stable throughout the day. Within 2 weeks, they realize they can focus on tasks for extended periods without their mind wandering. Within 1 month, the crushing brain fog that has defined their existence for months or years begins to lift. Within 2 months, they experience mental clarity and cognitive performance they have not felt in years. And they have stopped taking every single supplement because they do not need them anymore. Their brain is finally getting real nutrition from real food. The tragedy that fills me with rage is how completely the supplement industry has captured the conversation about brain health. We live in a society where people genuinely believe that synthetic pills manufactured in factories are superior to the foods that have sustained human brain function for our entire evolutionary history, where people spend fortunes on isolated compounds with fancy names, while dismissing simple whole foods as primitive or insufficient, where the solution to every health problem is another supplement, another pill, another product to buy, instead of returning to the foundational nutrition that actually works. Bison was a primary food source for indigenous peoples of North America for thousands of years. The Plains tribes who consumed bison regularly were noted by early explorers and settlers as being exceptionally strong, mentally sharp, and healthy well into old age. They did not have supplement stores. They did not have nootropic stacks. They had nutrient-dense whole foods, especially bison, and their brains functioned optimally because of it. Today, right now, I am going to give you the truth that can restore your focus and mental clarity while saving you hundreds or thousands of dollars you are currently wasting on supplements that do not work. When I talk to my patients about why their expensive supplement regimens are not improving their cognitive function, I always start by explaining the fundamental problem with isolated synthetic nutrients. The supplement industry has convinced millions of people that you can deconstruct whole foods into individual components, synthesize those components in laboratories, put them in capsules, and achieve the same or better results than eating actual food. This is biochemically naive and ignores everything we know about nutrition, absorption, and metabolism. Let me explain exactly why supplements fail to restore focus and mental clarity, even when they contain the supposedly right ingredients. First, bioavailability. The percentage of a nutrient that actually gets absorbed and used by your body is dramatically lower for most supplements compared to whole food sources. Take iron as an example. The iron in supplements is typically ferrous sulfate or ferrous fumarate, non-heme forms that are absorbed at only 5 to 15% efficiency under ideal conditions. The absorption is further reduced by food components including phytates, calcium, and tannins. In real-world conditions, you might absorb only 2 to 5% of the iron in a supplement. Compare this to the hemi-iron in bison meat, which is absorbed at 70 to 90% efficiency, regardless of what else you eat. This means you would need to take 10 to 40 times more iron in supplement form to achieve the same effect as eating bison. And even then, the iron from supplements often causes digestive distress, including constipation, nausea, and stomach pain, side effects that do not occur with food-based iron. Second, nutrients in whole foods exist in complex matrices with cofactors that enhance absorption and utilization. Vitamin B12 in bison exists bound to proteins along with other B vitamins, amino acids, and minerals that work together synergistically. When you eat bison, your digestive system breaks down these complexes in a coordinated process that optimizes absorption. The B12 supplement you take is isolated cyanocobalamin, a synthetic form that must be converted through multiple enzymatic steps requiring genetic factors that approximately 40% of people lack, due to MTHFR variations. Even if the supplement label says it contains 1,000 micrograms of B12, you may absorb only a tiny fraction in unusable forms that your brain cannot utilize. Third, many supplements contain the wrong forms of nutrients. Folic acid in supplements is synthetic and must be converted to active folate through a process many people cannot perform efficiently. The folate in bison is already in methylated forms your body can use immediately. Vitamin A in supplements is often beta-carotene, which must be converted to active retinol, a conversion that is extremely inefficient and that many people cannot do at all due to genetic variations. The vitamin A in bison is preformed retinol, immediately available to support brain function. Magnesium supplements often contain cheap, poorly absorbed forms like magnesium oxide, which has less than 4% bioavailability. The magnesium in bison is bound to amino acids and organic acids that enhance absorption. Fourth, supplements bypass the intricate digestive processes that regulate nutrient absorption and prevent toxicity. When you eat bison, your body extracts nutrients gradually as the food is digested, absorbing what it needs and excreting excess. This provides steady nutrient levels throughout the day. When you take supplements, you get massive doses all at once that overwhelm absorption capacity. Your body cannot process or store the excess, so it is excreted in your urine, literally flushing money down the toilet. Additionally, some nutrients compete for absorption. Taking large doses of zinc impairs copper absorption. High calcium intake reduces iron and magnesium absorption. The supplement industry rarely accounts for these interactions, so people taking multiple supplements often create imbalances that worsen rather than improve their nutritional status. Fifth, supplements cannot provide the hundreds of beneficial compounds in whole foods that we have not yet identified or fully understand. Bison meat contains not just the vitamins and minerals listed on nutrition labels, but also peptides, enzymes, nucleotides, phospholipids, glycosaminoglycans, and countless other bioactive compounds that support cellular function in ways we are only beginning to understand. When you take isolated supplements, you get none of these additional benefits. You get a crude approximation of one or two components while missing the holistic nutritional complexity that makes food effective. Let me tell you about Stephen, a 42-year-old software engineer who came to my office spending over $600 per month on supplements for focus and mental clarity. He had researched extensively, bought the highest quality brands, took everything at the optimal times and doses according to internet protocols. His supplement stack included alpha-GPC, citicoline, bacopa monnieri, lion's mane mushroom, rhodiola rosea, ashwagandha, omega-3 fish oil, B-complex vitamins, magnesium threonate, vitamin D, and about 15 other compounds. Despite this elaborate and expensive regimen, he experienced crushing afternoon brain fog, inability to focus on coding tasks, poor memory, and mental fatigue that was ruining his productivity and career. When I ran comprehensive nutritional blood work, I found something surprising. Despite taking all these supplements, Stephen had multiple nutritional deficiencies. His vitamin B12 was suboptimal at 300 picograms per milliliter, even though he was taking a B complex. His ferritin was only 35 nanograms per milliliter, indicating low iron stores. His zinc was in the bottom 20th percentile. His omega-3 index was 5%, suboptimal despite taking fish oil daily. The supplements were not working because his body was not absorbing or utilizing them effectively. I told him to stop all supplements and instead eat bison 4 times per week, along with other nutrient-dense animal products. He was skeptical, but agreed to try for 8 weeks. The transformation was remarkable. Within 3 weeks, his afternoon brain fog disappeared. Within 6 weeks, he could code for 6 to 8 hours straight with sustained focus. Within 8 weeks, his repeat blood work showed dramatic improvements. His B12 was up to 600, his ferritin was 72, his zinc was optimal, and he was saving over $500 per month while experiencing better cognitive function than he had in years. Have you been taking multiple supplements for brain health but still struggling with focus and mental clarity? How much money are you spending monthly on supplements that do not seem to work? Drop a comment below and share your experience, because understanding how widespread this problem is will help you realize you are not alone, and that there is a better solution. Now let me explain exactly why bison meat is superior to any supplement stack for restoring focus and mental clarity. When you eat bison, you are not consuming a single isolated nutrient. You are delivering to your brain a complete spectrum of everything it needs to function optimally, all in the most bioavailable forms, all working synergistically together the way nature intended. This is whole food nutrition at its finest, and it is something that no combination of pills can ever replicate. Let me break down the specific nutrients in bison that directly restore cognitive function and why they work better than supplements. First, B vitamins in their active coenzyme forms. Bison contains all of the B vitamins your brain needs, including thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, pantothenic acid, pyridoxine, biotin, folate, and B12. These exist not as isolated synthetic compounds, but as parts of enzyme complexes that are immediately active in your body. The B12 in bison is predominantly methylcobalamin and adenosylcobalamin, the exact forms your brain uses without requiring conversion. These support myelin production, neurotransmitter synthesis, energy metabolism, and DNA repair in neurons. 1 4-ounce serving of bison provides over 2 micrograms of highly bioavailable B12, far more effective than megadoses of synthetic supplements. Second, iron in the heme form bound to myoglobin in muscle tissue. Bison is one of the richest sources of heme iron, providing approximately 3 to 4 milligrams per 4-ounce serving. This iron is absorbed at 80 to 90% efficiency and goes directly to produce hemoglobin that carries oxygen to your brain. Your brain uses 20% of your body's oxygen despite being only 2% of your body weight. When iron is adequate, oxygen delivery is optimal, neurons produce abundant ATP, and you experience sustained mental energy and clarity. When iron is deficient, brain fog and mental fatigue are inevitable. The iron in bison restores optimal oxygen delivery faster than any supplement because of its superior absorption. Third, zinc in bioavailable forms bound to amino acids and peptides. Bison provides approximately 5 to 7 milligrams of highly absorbable zinc per 4-ounce serving. This zinc is essential for over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body, many critical for brain function. Zinc modulates neurotransmitter receptors, supports synaptic plasticity for learning and memory, activates antioxidant enzymes that protect neurons, and is required for the synthesis of dopamine, serotonin, and GABA. The zinc in bison is absorbed efficiently and used immediately by your brain, unlike zinc supplements which are often poorly absorbed and which can create imbalances with other minerals. Fourth, omega-3 fatty acids including both EPA and DHA in meaningful amounts. While bison is not as rich in omega-3s as fatty fish, bison raised on pasture contains significantly more omega-3s than grain-fed beef, typically with omega-6 to omega-3 ratios of approximately 2 to 1 instead of 20 to 1. The omega-3s in bison are incorporated into phospholipids and exist in a food matrix with fat-soluble vitamins that enhance absorption. This provides steady, consistent omega-3 intake that supports brain cell membrane integrity, reduces neuroinflammation, and enhances cognitive function more effectively than isolated fish oil supplements which oxidize easily and often cause digestive upset. Fifth, complete high-quality protein with all 9 essential amino acids in optimal ratios. Bison provides approximately 24 to 28 grams of protein per 4-ounce serving, with a protein digestibility corrected amino acid score of 100%, meaning it is completely utilized by your body. This protein provides the amino acid precursors your brain needs to synthesize neurotransmitters. Tyrosine is converted to dopamine and norepinephrine for focus and motivation. Tryptophan is converted to serotonin for mood stability. Glutamine is converted to glutamate and GABA for excitatory and inhibitory neurotransmission. The amino acid profile in bison is perfectly balanced for human neurotransmitter needs, something no combination of isolated amino acid supplements can achieve. Sixth, creatine, a compound that directly enhances cellular energy production and cognitive performance. Bison contains approximately 400 to 500 milligrams of creatine per 4-ounce serving. While your body can synthesize some creatine, dietary intake significantly increases brain creatine levels, especially in people who do not eat much meat. Research shows that creatine improves memory, processing speed, and mental fatigue resistance. The creatine in bison is immediately available and works synergistically with the B vitamins and iron to optimize neuronal energy metabolism. Seventh, carnosine and anserine, dipeptide antioxidants found exclusively in animal muscle tissue. Bison contains high concentrations of these neuroprotective compounds which neutralize free radicals, prevent formation of advanced glycation end products that damage neurons, and improve mitochondrial function. Studies show that carnosine supplementation improves cognitive performance, but the carnosine in whole food is more stable and effective than isolated supplements, which are rapidly broken down in the digestive system. Eighth, conjugated linoleic acid, a fatty acid with anti-inflammatory and neuroprotective properties. Grass-fed bison contains significantly higher CLA than grain-fed beef. CLA reduces neuroinflammation, enhances insulin sensitivity in brain tissue, and supports mitochondrial function. The CLA in bison exists in a food matrix with other beneficial fats and fat-soluble vitamins, maximizing absorption and utilization. Let me tell you about Rebecca, a 38-year-old attorney who had been taking over 30 different supplements daily for focus and mental clarity, spending close to $1,000 per month. Her supplement routine took 30 minutes every morning and evening. Despite this elaborate protocol, she struggled with inability to concentrate during long legal briefs, afternoon mental crashes, and brain fog that made her feel like she was constantly fighting through mud. She was frustrated, exhausted, and convinced something was seriously wrong with her brain. When I evaluated her, I found that despite all her supplements, her nutritional status was suboptimal. I recommended she stop all supplements and instead eat bison 4 times per week, along with eggs and fatty fish. She was horrified at first, convinced that without her supplements her brain would completely fail, but I convinced her to try for just 1 month. Within 2 weeks, she noticed something remarkable. Her focus during work was sharper than it had been in years. She could read complex legal documents for hours without losing concentration. Her afternoon crashes disappeared. Her mental energy was stable and strong from morning until evening. Within 1 month, she was performing better cognitively than she had while taking 30 supplements, and she was saving nearly $1,000 monthly. She had her life back, not from pills, but from real food giving her brain what it actually needed. Before we continue, I want to ask you something. How many brain supplements are you currently taking, and how much are you spending monthly? Comment below and share your supplement routine, because seeing how much money people waste on ineffective pills will help you understand why switching to whole food nutrition is so powerful. When I explain to patients why whole food nutrition from bison is superior to supplements, I focus on the scientific evidence that most supplement companies do not want you to know. There is a massive body of research comparing nutrient intake from whole foods versus isolated supplements, and the results consistently show that whole foods provide superior health outcomes. Understanding this research will help you see through the marketing claims and make informed decisions about where to invest your money and trust. Multiple large-scale studies have examined whether vitamin and mineral supplements prevent disease or improve cognitive function in healthy populations, and the results are consistently disappointing. The Physicians' Health Study followed over 14,000 male doctors for over a decade and found that multivitamin supplementation had no effect on cardiovascular disease or cancer rates. The Iowa Women's Health Study followed over 38,000 older women and found that most supplements provided no benefit, and some were associated with increased mortality risk. The SELECT trial found that vitamin E and selenium supplements did not prevent prostate cancer and may have slightly increased risk. The ARED studies found that while specific antioxidant supplements helped people with existing macular degeneration, they provided no benefit for people without eye disease. Study after study shows that for healthy people, supplements do not improve outcomes. But here is what the research consistently shows does work. Dietary patterns rich in nutrient-dense whole foods including meat, fish, eggs, vegetables, and fruits are associated with better cognitive function, lower dementia risk, reduced depression and anxiety, better focus and mental clarity, and overall superior brain health. The Predimed study found that a Mediterranean-style diet improved cognitive function in older adults. The MIND diet, which combines Mediterranean and DASH dietary patterns and emphasizes nutrient-dense foods, has been associated with slower cognitive decline and reduced Alzheimer risk. Observational studies consistently show that people who eat adequate amounts of meat and other animal products have better cognitive performance than vegetarians or people with low meat intake, especially in older adults. Why this discrepancy between supplements and whole foods? The answer lies in nutritional complexity and synergy. When you eat bison, you consume not just isolated vitamins and minerals, but hundreds of bioactive compounds working together. The protein provides amino acids that enhance mineral absorption. The fat enhances absorption of fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. The vitamin C in any vegetables you eat with the bison enhances iron absorption. The zinc and B vitamins work together to support enzyme function. This synergy cannot be replicated by taking individual supplements, even if you take dozens of them. There is also the issue of nutrient timing and steady-state levels. When you eat bison as part of a meal, nutrients are released gradually as the food is digested, providing steady levels throughout the day. This allows your cells to take up and utilize nutrients as needed, without overwhelming absorption capacity. When you take supplements, especially on an empty stomach, you get massive spikes in blood nutrient levels that overwhelm transporters and receptors. Your body cannot use these excessive amounts, so they are rapidly excreted. Studies using stable isotope tracers show that nutrient retention from food is far higher than from supplements. Another critical factor is the coevolution of human physiology with whole foods. Your digestive system, absorption mechanisms, cellular transporters, and metabolic pathways evolved over millions of years to extract and utilize nutrients from food. The enzymes that break down protein, the receptors that bind and transport vitamins, the cellular machinery that incorporates minerals into enzymes, all of these evolved in the context of whole food nutrition. Isolated synthetic supplements are a novel challenge that your body is not optimized to handle. This explains why food-based nutrients are absorbed and utilized more efficiently than supplements, even when the chemical structures appear identical. There is also emerging evidence that the gut microbiome plays critical roles in nutrient absorption and metabolism, and that whole foods support healthy gut bacteria while many supplements do not. Bison meat provides amino acids that feed beneficial bacteria. The fat supports absorption of fat-soluble vitamins and provides substrates for bacteria to produce beneficial short-chain fatty acids. The heme-iron is absorbed in the small intestine without affecting colonic bacteria, unlike non-heme-iron supplements which can promote growth of pathogenic bacteria. A healthy microbiome enhances nutrient absorption, produces vitamins including K and some B vitamins, and supports the gut-brain axis that influences mood and cognitive function. Let me address a common objection. Some people argue that modern agricultural practices have depleted nutrients from soil, making it impossible to obtain adequate nutrition from food alone, and necessitating supplementation. While it is true that some farming practices can reduce nutrient density, this problem is solved by choosing high-quality sources. Bison raised on pasture, consuming wild grasses and forbs, obtain minerals directly from diverse plants growing in mineral-rich soil. The nutritional profile of pastured bison is exceptional and far exceeds grain-fed meat. By choosing quality whole foods, you obtain superior nutrition without supplements. Another objection is that certain nutrients are difficult to obtain from food and require supplementation. Vitamin D is the most commonly cited example. It is true that vitamin D is not abundant in most foods, and that supplementation is often necessary, especially for people living far from the equator. But vitamin D is the exception that proves the rule. For virtually every other nutrient, whole food sources are superior to supplements in terms of absorption, utilization, and health outcomes. And even for vitamin D, Getting the small amounts present in bison and other animal products enhances the effectiveness of any supplementation you do. Remember at the very beginning I promised you something extraordinary that would shatter the lies the supplement industry has been selling you? Here it is. And this truth has the power to save you thousands of dollars while dramatically improving your cognitive function. The gift is this understanding. You do not need supplements to achieve optimal brain health and cognitive performance. You need real food. Specifically, you need nutrient-dense animal products like bison that provide complete nutrition in bioavailable forms that your body recognizes and uses efficiently. The supplement industry has created a false narrative that whole foods are insufficient and that you need to buy their products to fill nutritional gaps. This narrative serves their profit margins, not your health. The truth is that humans thrived cognitively for hundreds of thousands of years before supplements existed, sustained by whole foods, including and especially meat from wild animals like bison. This changes everything because it means you have been wasting money and trust on products that do not work, while the solution has been available all along in the form of simple, delicious, satisfying food. Every dollar you have spent on brain supplements could have bought high-quality meat that would have actually improved your cognitive function. Every morning you have spent swallowing handfuls of pills could have been spent enjoying a nutritious meal. Every bit of hope you have placed in the next new supplement could have been directed towards sustainable dietary changes that produce real, lasting results. Now let me give you the exact protocol to restore your focus and mental clarity using bison while eliminating the supplements that are not working. First, commit to eating bison at least 3 to 4 times per week, with each serving being 4 to 6 ounces of cooked meat. This is the foundation of cognitive nutrition. Choose grass-fed bison whenever possible, as it contains superior nutrient density, including higher omega-3 fatty acids, more CLA, and better mineral content. You can find bison at health food stores, online suppliers like U.S. Wellness Meats or North Star Bison, or directly from ranches. Yes, bison is more expensive than conventional beef, typically $12 to $18 per pound, but when you eliminate the hundreds of dollars you are currently spending on supplements, bison becomes remarkably affordable. Second, prepare bison using methods that preserve nutrients and create delicious meals you actually enjoy eating. Bison is very lean compared to conventional beef, so it requires careful cooking to prevent dryness. For ground bison, cook it to medium rather than well done to maintain moisture and tenderness. Use it for burgers, meatballs, chili, or meat sauce. Season generously with sea salt, pepper, garlic, and herbs. For bison steaks including ribeye, strip, or sirloin, cook quickly over high heat to medium rare, approximately 3 to 4 minutes per side depending on thickness. Let the meat rest for 5 minutes before serving to allow juices to redistribute. For bison roasts, use slow cooking methods with liquid. Season the roast, sear it in a hot pan to develop flavor, then place in a slow cooker with bone broth, vegetables, and herbs. Cook on low for 6 to 8 hours until tender. Third, gradually eliminate supplements as you establish consistent bison consumption. Do not stop everything at once, as some people experience psychological dependence on their supplement routine. Start by eliminating the most expensive or least evidence-based supplements. Brain-specific nootropics, proprietary blends, and exotic mushroom extracts should go first. Over 2 to 4 weeks, eliminate everything except perhaps vitamin D if you live far from the equator and have confirmed deficiency. Most people find that within 1 month of eating bison regularly, they do not want or need any supplements because their cognitive function has improved beyond what supplements ever provided. Fourth, combine bison consumption with other whole food sources of brain nutrition to create a complete dietary pattern. Eat fatty fish like salmon or sardines twice per week for additional omega-3 fatty acids. Eat pastured eggs daily for choline and additional B vitamins. Include organ meats like beef or bison liver once per week for extraordinary nutrient density. Add non-starchy vegetables for vitamins, minerals, and fiber. This whole food approach provides comprehensive nutrition that makes supplements completely unnecessary. Fifth, track your cognitive performance and supplement spending to observe the dramatic improvements. Keep a journal noting your focus, mental clarity, energy levels, and mood daily. Track how much money you are spending on supplements and food. Most people find that within 2 to 3 weeks of eating bison regularly, their focus and mental clarity improve noticeably. Within 1 to 2 months, They experience cognitive performance superior to anything they achieved with supplements, and they are saving significant money, often $300 to $1,000 per month that was previously spent on ineffective pills. Now I must provide important practical guidance. If you have specific diagnosed deficiencies or medical conditions requiring supplementation, continue those supplements under medical supervision while adding bison to your diet. For example, if you have pernicious anemia requiring B12 injections, continue those treatments. But for general brain health and cognitive optimization, whole food nutrition from bison and other nutrient-dense animal products is superior to any supplement protocol. The power to restore your focus and mental clarity, to eliminate dependence on expensive supplements, and to save thousands of dollars per year is available to you right now. You do not need another nootropic stack. You do not need another proprietary brain formula. You do not need to keep searching for the perfect supplement combination. You need to eat bison 3 to 4 times per week. Prepare it deliciously. Combine it with other whole foods. Stop wasting money on pills that do not work. Give your brain the real nutrition it evolved to use. And watch as your focus sharpens, as your mental clarity returns, as your cognitive performance improves beyond anything supplements ever delivered. Your brain knows what it needs. It is time to stop listening to supplement marketing and start listening to your biology. Choose real food. Choose bison. Choose cognitive excellence.